Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is a Rice News analyst, Emmanuel Efini. Great Malabar.
Good morning, Ruben.
How was your weekend?
Yes.
It was okay. We're missing in action, sorry.
Yes, Rufa.
We're missing.
Yes, Rufa was missing in action. You know, we have a torrid situation on our roads in that axis of town. Yeah, now, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Atiku. Nigeria doesn't need leader who will move her from rotten to bad situation. Says Tinubu represents greatest threat to national cohesion, democratic norms. APC, your statement in Kaduna irresponsible. We are undeterred by plots to disrupt our programs, PDP declares. Holds presidential rally in Kaduna today. Tambuwa urges door-to-door campaign as ruling party mobilizes in Anambra. Tinubu to interact with northern leaders today. Yes, the Atiku outing in Kaduna is, of course, grabbing the headlines, and other newspapers are reporting other perspectives. The Punch newspaper, fresh trouble hits Atiku over anti-Yoruba Igbo comments. Tinubu, Obi scams, NPP lambast ex-VP over incendiary statement. PDP candidate likely breached Section 97 of Electoral Act. Fine may apply. Atiku campaigns in Kaduna. Tinubu meets Northern Coalition. While the Nation newspaper reporting that story, outrage over Atiku's "don't vote for Yoruba Igbo" remark. Now, Atiku was in Kaduna over the weekend in that Arewa policy dialogue. But of course, he said so many things, but what has been trending over the weekend from that interaction, his comment in one breath. He said, I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian candidate of northern extraction. Yes, nothing wrong with that. But the preface to that statement is what has put Atiku in hot waters, as it seems, saying the northern electorate don't need an Igbo or a Yoruba candidate, but a northern candidate of a pan-Nigerian candidate of northern extraction. Well, sounds contradictory if you say you are a pan-Nigerian candidate in one breath. You're saying don't vote for telling a section of the country not to vote for Igbo or Yoruba candidate. Where Atiku got it wrong is problem of messaging or confused state. I don't want to say confused state of mind, but the messaging there clearly out of place. And not surprising that the other parties are feasting on that comment by Atiku. Seem to have taken the shine out of his outing in Kaduna. But today, the PDP will launch its campaign in Kaduna, while Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will also be in the north to dialogue with some Arewa elders also. So the campaign is on. Mind what you say. Perhaps the handlers of these candidates need to do some overtime because some of the outings, the sound bites we've heard from these candidates does not show some thorough work being done in terms of messaging, in terms of program, whether the candidates themselves understand the programs that will be crafted and drafted for them. Because if you have a message of what you want to do, I don't think the issue of what the northern voters want or need at this time is not to vote for a Yoruba or an Igbo candidate. Now, but let's just look at other stories. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, flood spreads more havoc, sorrow and agony, takes over Ugeli Asaba Highway East-West Road. 603 lives lost, many injured. 2.5 million displaced, says humanitarian minister. The last time we had this kind of widespread flooding across the country, 1.2 million people were displaced. But this time around, over 2.5 million already displaced and counting, because the flood is still spreading and rising in many areas, going into areas that are yet to be affected. So it's a serious situation we have in our hands, a serious humanitarian crisis, how to fend and take care of these people in camps, urging many people to leave their homes. But where are they going, they will ask. But at least they should leave and save their lives first and think of where you will relocate later, because life once lost cannot be brought back by government. But government urging those who are in troubled areas to please move first. Yes, we'll talk about the failure of government over time to do the needful to checkmate the flooding coming from Cameroon when they opened the dams. We have not performed our own obligation to our people, because this is a case of government over time failing Nigerians. Now, the Guardian newspaper, Nigeria hunger level serious, ranks 103 out of 121 countries. Yes, every minute, more than 6 Nigerians enter the extreme poverty bracket, as the number of poor persons in the country raised towards the 95.1 million projected this year by the World Bank. Poverty still ravaging our land. Well, and with this flooding, I'm sure many more people will go into the poverty bracket, because for those who live on subsistence farming, their farms wiped out by the flood, well, they will have to depend on handouts from the state to get by. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, federal government considers tackling choking debt with IMF SDR allocation. Yes, the debt headache, how this country will wriggle out of it. But they still prospect for more borrowing to fund the 2023 budget. So there seems to be no let when it comes to this debt problem for now. Now, another story below the photograph in front page of the Daily Independent newspaper, legal tussle looms over Lagos Lekki Ekpe International Airport. New airport is a fait accompli, stakeholders are saying. But the plan by the Lagos state government to construct the airport in the state may hit rocks following the provision in the agreement reached between Bicotny Aviation Services, operators of the MM2, Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the federal government. Yes, legal issues involving Bicotny owned by Babalaki. Well, it's going to be one hell of a legal tussle. Because when it comes to legal tussle, Dr. Babalaki, yes, he knows how to pursue his case. A top lawyer, and those who have encountered him in course of business, especially by Courtney, they will know that it's a tough nut when you breach his, or when he feels you are trampling on his rights. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly. The Times of London, Tories hold secret talks on crowning new leaders. Well, new leaders, like Liz Truss, it's just a matter of time. While the Wall Street Journal is reporting Xi sets ambitions for China, wants force over Taiwan. Ruben Arufai, over to you.
Yes, well, as Michael Wilson was pointing out with regard to Liz Truss, major story in the UK today, anything can happen. The question is, will she survive? She's facing rebellion, within our own party. And yesterday, about 3 MPs, pointed out that, it was time for her to go. That the game is up. Today, she's meeting with the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady, who is likely to advise her, following late talks on Friday by the leadership of the party, that maybe she should just step down. Would that happen? We don't know. If it happens, she will be the shortest ever prime minister in the history of that office. But the clear thing, of course, is that businesses are worried, investors are worried. Britain has become a laughingstock because of a policy that was introduced without enough thinking behind it. Kwasi Kwarteng is gone. Would Liz Truss follow, or will she survive? Just 6 weeks in office.
Yes.
And look at that turbulence.
Yes, well, so it may not be enough. The sacrificing Kwasi Kwarteng will just not be enough to keep her job.
You see, as of today, Liz Truss has position, power, but no authority.
No credibility.
No credibility.
The credibility question is the bigger part of it.
Question.
But even if they were to do a complete U-turn, the cost, the damage is already done. Okay, thank you very much, Efeni. Thank you very much indeed.